YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo, and this is another episode of YoHoops. I go through every NBA game every day. Today's Friday, December 19th. We have a 5-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts, let you know what sides I like, and stick around, because I'll let you know my highlighted play of the day. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we went 2-0, cashed both of our highlighted plays. For our first selection, really the biggest individual win I've had in a while, we took the New Orleans Pelicans plus 9.5 points against the Houston Rockets. I grabbed the points as my official highlighted selection, but I let you guys know in yesterday's video, I felt they had a very legitimate chance to pick up their 6th win of the season. I had a decent amount bet on the money line as well as the plus 9 points, so the fact they came back and won it outright, unbelievable. New Orleans trailed by 25 points in the second half, and I was seeing as high as plus 2,000 on the money line. They somehow sent the game to OT and still found a way to get it done. Final score was 133 to 128, Pelicans. Next, we took the Denver Nuggets laying 7 points against the Orlando Magic. I told you guys no Franz Wagner and no Jalen Suggs, no Magic. I'm not counting on Paolo Banchero to keep me competitive against the Joker. Paolo shot just 9 for 21 from the field. Joker only had 23 points himself, but he was an efficient 10 for 17. Final score was 126 to 115, Denver. I'm now 13, 9, and 1 on all highlighted plays in December. We're also killing it on every game played, 55 and 44 on the month. Let's keep the momentum rolling and make it our biggest month yet. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup, we have the Miami Heat in Boston taking on the Boston Celtics. Celtics are minus 270 on the money line, and the total is 231.5. The Heat come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back, flying from Brooklyn to Boston. The game yesterday against the Nets was relatively competitive, so most of their guys played over 30 minutes. I was a bit on the fence with this game just because Miami always plays Boston tough, but looking deeper into this matchup, I have to lean to the Celtics. Their only man out is Jason Tatum, but besides that, I like what I've seen from their current lineup. Jaylen Brown is taking on that leadership role, scoring the ball at a really high clip, then Jordan Walsh and Neemias Queta are locking down the paint. We also have to keep in mind that the Celtics did drop their last game against the Pistons, but historically, they've been excellent coming off of a home loss. They typically don't drop 2 in a row in Boston. Now, we need them to win it by margin, but considering Miami's flying in on no rest, I think the Celtics get it done. I'm taking the Celtics laying the 6.5 as my first selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers in New York taking on the New York Knicks. Knicks are minus 165 on the money line, and the total is 228. The Knicks come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back, flying from Indiana back home to NYC. That game last night against the Pacers played out exactly how we expected. Indiana was up, 25 points? The Knicks storm all the way back and win it. Granted, they didn't cover, but they got the W. The problem with that is, of course, all of their guys played well over 30 minutes. I do have to mention the Sixers are on the front leg of a back-to-back. They fly home tomorrow to host the Mavericks, and I noticed that Nick Nurse is extremely conservative with Tyrese Maxey's minutes in these situations. I lean to the Sixers plus the points considering the rest advantage. The Knicks played in the NBA Cup, then again last night, but rather than taking a side, I'm looking at a prop. I'm taking Josh Hart to go over 12.5 points. We've cashed huge with him before, and I'll let you guys in on the scoop. He's the Knicks X factor who they plug in when they don't have guys available or rested. Jalen Brunson and OG have been playing 37 minutes a night, and we've seen Josh filling that scoring gap in these situations all season. He also sat out last night against the Pacers, so he comes into this one rested. Lock it in. In our next matchup, we have the Chicago Bulls in Cleveland taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs are minus 275 on the money line, and the total is 240. We saw this exact same matchup 2 days ago in Chicago, and the Bulls won that one 127 to 111. Problem is, the situation for Cleveland only gets worse. Evan Mobley, Max Strus, and Sam Merrill are all ruled out, but now Donovan Mitchell is listed as questionable due to an illness. He's by far their best offensive threat, and even if he plays tonight, he's sick. You might think, well, this game's in Cleveland and the last one was in Chicago. Nah, at home, the lights get even more bright. The Cavs are currently 4-8 against the spread on the road, 4-12 ATS at home. They're covering spreads at a 25% clip, and now they come into this one banged up. The Bulls have Kobe White, Josh Giddey, and Vucevic going. Even Ayo Dosunmu's been upgraded to questionable. I'm all over it. I'm taking the Bulls plus the 7 points as my highlighted selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the San Antonio Spurs in Atlanta taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Spurs are minus 140 on the money line, and the total is 240. With how well the Spurs are playing, I'm a little surprised to see them as such short favorites here. They are on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel, but they made light work of the Wizards last night, so all of their starters played less than 30 minutes. Kristaps Porzingis is still rolled out for Atlanta, but Trae Young has returned to the lineup. In this matchup against a team in which he's been involved in so many trade rumors, I think he showcases his game and has a decent night. That leads me to my next selection. I'm taking Trae Young to go over 7.5 assists. His line is set pretty low since he's only going to see maybe 24 minutes, but he dropped 10 assists in his first game back against the Hornets in just 20 minutes. He's averaged over 9 assists for 6 straight seasons, and now that his teammates are actually making shots, I think he gets another uptick in his dimes. Lock it in. In our last and final matchup, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder in Minnesota taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thunder are minus 285 on the money line, and the total is 232.5. The big question I need the answer to is, will Anthony Edwards play? He's still listed as questionable with a foot injury. Without him, the Wolves are in big trouble. The Thunder do come into this one on the second leg of a back-to-back with travel, but they blew out the Clippers last night, so all of their guys played limited minutes. If Ant doesn't play, the Thunder cover this spread 75% of the time, but even if he does play, they still cover it 60% of the time. Either way, I'd lean to OKC. 7 points isn't enough for a team that's 25-2. I'm taking the Thunder laying the 7 as my last and final selection. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We're headed in the right direction, but really, we're just getting started. 13, 9, and 1 highlighted in December. Let's go get number 14 tonight. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo! And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.